ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello and welcome to CoreTV Primetime News. I am Ebunlomo Adekunle. In our major story, results of governorship elections trickle in from all over Nigeria. Also in this program, Oyo State Governor Abiola Jimobi breaks the second-term jinx in the state by winning the governorship election in the state. Residents in Imo wait with bated breath for the result of the governorship election as both APC and PDP stand neck to neck. And outside Nigeria, former America's First Lady Hillary Clinton set to make public a presidential bid. Lagos State's governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Akewumi Ambode, has been declared governor-elect by the Independent National Electoral Commission with 811,994 votes, while its closest challenger, Jimmy Agbaje of the PDP, polled 659,788 votes. The returning officer for the election and the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Ibadan, Isaac Adewale, announced the final collated results.
I, Professor Isaac F. Adewale, hereby certify that I was the returning officer for the Lagos State governorship election held on the 11th day of April 2015. That the election was contested, as I've earlier on mentioned, and I wish to declare that Ambode Akinwumi Dapo of APC, with a total vote of 811,994, having satisfied the requirements of the law, securing at least 25% of votes in all the local governments, and scoring the highest votes, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected.
The PDP candidate is reported to have called to congratulate his opponent while also wishing him well. Ogun State Governor Ibukule Amosun has been declared the winner of the just concluded 2015 governorship election in the state. The returning officer Duroni, who is the state returning officer, announced that Ibukule Amosun, candidate of the All Progressives Congress, defeated other contenders with 306,988 votes to emerge winner.
Candidates that contested the election. It is therefore on this note that Senator Ibukule Amosun of APC, having satisfied the requirements of the law and scored the highest number of votes, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected.
Some party agents with Allegations flying around that the state's resident electoral officer Timothy Ibitoye may have manipulated the election for the
I'm
APC
happy
candidate.
you
in
were
tonight's
here,
search, a
every
stand
one of
backed
you.
by the head of
I mean the media. You were here since yesterday, and everything is open.
Some party agents expressed their feelings at the outcome of the elections, but the PDP agents seem to have disappeared before the announcement of the result.
I feel great, I feel good, I feel elated, I feel on top of the world. I'm not different to what has happened. I'm indifferent.
The President Electoral Commissioner has no hands in this election. It is the state collation officers at the state level, the local government collation at the local government level, and the world collation at the world level. So where does that come in here?
The Gboyega Isiaka campaign organization has rejected the outcome of the just concluded governorship election, which returned incumbent Governor Ibikunle Amosun as a re-elected governor of the state, as announced by INEC. PDP describes the outcome of the result as unfortunate and unfair to the residents of Ogun State.
The Gboyega Isiaka campaign organization hereby declared the gubernatorial election held yesterday as very unfortunate and a travesty staged to help the APC achieve victory. Whereas INEC declared APC the winner with 307,000 votes and the PDP coming second with 201,440 votes. We are not oblivious of the clear manipulations, misrepresentations, underhand dealings, and actual rigging by the APC, and most unfortunately with the culpability of INEC. Let us quickly state emphatically that we are displeased with the outcome of the governorship election, particularly as being irregular in most aspects. It is clearly not a true reflection of Ogun people's wish, and it will be challenged as appropriate. However, we must state a few facts here to support our preliminary position. Before the election, we alerted gentlemen of the press and the Nigerian public that huge numbers of uncollected PVCs were in the possession of APC stalwarts with the intention to give some to their party members for use with active connivance of compromised corps member and ex-staff. This was indeed what happened.
The incumbent governor of Oyo State, Abiola Ajimobi, has finally broken the second-term jinx by winning the governorship election held on Saturday, April 11th, with 327,310 votes. Former Governor Rashid Ladoja, who polled 254,520 votes, was his closest challenger in second, while another former governor, Adebayo Alao Akala of the Labour Party, came third with 184,111 votes. Ajimobi reacts that Oyo State's Governor Abiola Ajimobi has assured residents of the state of a continuation of the landmark achievement in the first 4 years and a promise to repay the people with excellent service for the confidence reposed in him. Ajimobi also congratulated those who lost in the governorship contest, as he stated in his intention to accommodate all in his administration. Meanwhile, his supporters who took to the streets dancing and jubilating in some parts of the state capital, Ibadan, and also his residents in Oluyole say they are grateful for his return into office.
The greatest form of godliness is service to humanity. And because God was so gracious to give me this opportunity again, which has never happened in the history of this state, I owe him and I owe the people a lot. And I'm dedicating myself to the service of the people.
Dave Umahi of the People's Democratic Party has been declared winner of the governorship election in Ebonyi State. He polled 289,867 votes from 466,312 total valid votes to emerge winner of the election. He won in all the 13 local government areas of the state, as announced by the Independent National Electoral Commission. Total registered voters in the 13 local government areas were 1,054,370. total number of accredited voters was 500,938. Total rejected votes was 17,325, while total votes cast stood at 483,637. The Labour Party candidate, Mr. Edward Ekwegu, came second with 124,817 votes from the total valid votes. The candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Senator Julius Ucha, was third after polling 27,583 votes, while his counterpart in the All Progressives Grand Alliance, candidate Senator Anthony Agbo, got 17,971 votes. The governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, has won the governorship election in Enugu State. Ugwuanyi, a member of the House of Representatives, defeated his closest rival, Okeizia, of the All Progressives Congress with a wide margin after winning in all the 17 local government areas in the state, as announced by the Independent National Electoral Commission. The APC has, however, called for the cancellation of the result of the governorship election. The governorship candidate of the APC is here, who spoke to journalists at his campaign office with the party's chairman, Ben Unwoye, alleged that the poll was marred by irregularities and violence perpetrated by the PDP. The party urged INEC to conduct a fresh election in the state. Residents of Uri, the Imo State capital, wait with bated breath and anxiety in expectation of the release of the result of the governorship election, with collation of results having been done for the 26 out of the 27 local government at the INEC Collation Center. However, APC has successfully won in 19 out of 26 local governments collated, leaving PDP with the remaining 6. Total number of votes by APC so far is 379,732, while PDP has 321,184. INEC party agents and other stakeholders all await the results from Oru East local government area. Meanwhile, the result from Ezinete local government was observed to be inaccurate, with party agents expressing mixed feelings.
We will know. We are here today. That's why we are doing this thing in an open manner. You will see obvious forgeries, and we will know. I will make a decision according to the rules. You know what to do. So let them go and in fact what you have done.
INEC has, however, resolved the grey areas. Former Speaker of the House of Representatives and All Progressives Congress governorship candidate in Katsina State, Alhaji Aminu Masari, has won the election. He polled 943,085 votes to beat the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Musa Nashuni, in the state's governorship election. Nashuni polled 476,768 to come second in the election. We'll take a break now and we'll be back with stories on the governorship elections from more states. Don't go away.
Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on DJ360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.
Many thanks for being there with us, and for more on CoreTV News, you can visit our social media platforms. On Facebook, facebook.com/CoreTV News. Our Twitter handle @CoreTV News NG. and on YouTube, youtube.com/CoreTV, leave a space, then news. And if you're just joining us, these are the stories that made our headlines. Results of governorship elections trickle in from all over Nigeria. Oyo State's Governor Abiola Ajimobi breaks the second-term jinx in the state by winning the governorship election. Residents in Imo wait with bated breath for the result of the governorship election as both APC and PDP stand neck to neck. Announcement of the governorship elections in Rivers State is currently going on at the state INEC headquarters located on Aba Road. The Vice Chancellor, University of Benin, Osaze Oruwase, is presiding over the announcement of results from the 23 local government areas of the state. Results of 20 out of the 23 local government areas, as announced by the Independent National Electoral Commission, and Rivers State puts the PDP's governorship candidate ahead with 908,015 votes within 18 local governments, while the closest person to him is the race is the Koko Peter side of the APC with 120,064 votes, winning 2 local governments. Collation of the results is still ongoing. According to results of the Saturday's House of Assembly elections announced by INEC, the All Progressives Congress has won 17 of the 26 legislative seats in the State House of Assembly, while the People's Democratic Party won the remaining 9 seats. APC won in Obafemi Owode, Abeokuta South 1, Ewekoro, Abeokuta South 11, Abeokuta North, Ikene, Odeda, Remo North, Ijebu North 11, Shagamu 1, Odogbolu, Ifo 1, Ifo 11, Adodo Ota 1, Adodo Ota 11, Ogun Waterside, Egbado North 1 states constituencies. PDP won in Egbado, Imekoafon, Egbado South, Ipokia, Idikoro, Ijebu North, Shagamu and Egbeda North. Until this election, APC and PDP respectively controlled 13 and 10 seats, while the Social Democratic Party, SDP, had 3 seats. The Deputy Speaker, Tola Banjo, had 9,738 votes, lost seats to PDP candidate who had 10,504. The APC returned with 11 members out of the 13, with the Speaker, Suraj Adekumbi, retaining his position. 25 out of the 26 seats in the Ekiti State House of Assembly election has been won by the People's Democratic Party as declared by constituency returning officers. The election in Ileje-Meje constituency is, however, yet to be announced by the Commission due to the violence that characterized the election conducted in the area.
All aware, the State House of Assembly election took place in Ekiti State yesterday, 11th April 2015. Bearing in mind that we've already had the governorship election on 21st of June 2014. And in Ekiti State, we have 26 State Assembly constituencies. But due to crisis yesterday, we were not been able to collate or declare the winner in Ileje-Meje local government. 25 constituency results have been declared by the constituency zoning officers, but the one for Ileje-Meje still being collated at the time of discharging this result to the press. So as soon as we are through with the collation of the Ileje-Meje constituency result, the press will be updated for public information.
The All Progressives Congress in Ekiti State has, however, rejected the House of Assembly election result as they allege that the poll is full of irregularities, rigging and electoral malpractices as contained in the statement released by the State APC Public Relations Officer Taiwo Olatunbosun. Barely hours after the announcement of the House of Assembly elections results in Ekiti State, while the All Progressives Congress kicks against what it described as an election haste, another twist has been added to the drama. Despite the announcement of the PDP as the winner of Ado Constituency 1 seat, 2 PDP members now lay claim to the ticket. The candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Ado Constituency 1, Talabi Oduayo, has raised alarm over what he described as an overnight substitution of his name and subsequent announcement of another candidate. Talabi, who spoke to CoreTV News in Ado Ekiti hours after the announcement of the results, says he would not accept being cheated of what belongs to him.
Yesterday morning, when I was going for my accreditation, I can still find that my name was still there. Then, after the election from my polling unit, they pasted the result there, and my name was still there. Then after, when they collected everything, they go to the collecting center. After that, I now discover, been hear some rumors that my name has been changed from one way or the other to one Musa Arugunela or something like that, which I did not know. Don't know. And at the same time, I don't know exactly what really happened. So it's so embarrassing to me in this community. I relate to every party officials. I called the state secretary. I called the state chairman. He was not picking my call. And I called the secretary. The secretary said, the state secretary, he told me that, he told me that there is nobody can change my name at all.
INEC has meanwhile declared the Major House of Assembly polls inconclusive. Governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress in Benue State, Samuel Autumn, has commended the Independent National Electoral Commission for addressing the challenges associated with card readers in the presidential election. This, according to him, is because there were no major hitches in Akko ward where he voted and in many polling units across the state. He said that the latest innovation by the electoral umpires reduced significantly incidences of malpractice that characterized previous elections in the country. Autumn's counterpart in the People's Democratic Party, Tehemen Tazo, however, expressed disappointment over the low turnout of voters in some parts of the state.
While many are still in the throes of celebration, Lagosians have moved to start listing their...
Well, this is wonderful innovation by INEC, and it's commendable. And like someone did describe it, this is an anti-rigging machine that has been brought to ensure that we have a free, fair, and transparent electoral process. This is really commendable, and Nigeria is on the path of greatness, because when you elect leaders in a transparent, credible, free and fair elections, it means you are electing the real representatives of the people who will give real representation and ensure that the interests of the masses are protected.
The police authorities in Benue State have allayed fears of post-election violence in the state. Police Commissioner Jimo Oziobe told newsmen at INEC Collation Center in the state that his men are battle-ready for any act of violence when final results are out. He confirmed that there were incidents of ballot box snatching and kidnapping of INEC officials by thugs in some parts of the state, but police were quick to foil other attempts. Collation of State House of Assembly and governorship results is still in progress at INEC office in the state.
Five polling units were affected. security situation is under control. Though we have some hitches from some areas, but God is on our side. It's nothing to be alarmed at. We are taking charge.
What kind of hitches?
What kind of
hitches?
Hitches were that in some areas, ballot papers, electoral materials were in some areas, electoral materials were seized. You can see them driving with heavy escorts. Places like Logo, we had to send reinforcement there around 2 a.m. this morning. Places like Ohimini is still having problems now, but it's under control. But generally, we are at peace. There's no problem. At the polling unit, they were found with firearms. So the general public, they wanted to mob him. So they were rescued by the police. They are presently on admission. They were not dead.
To check the situation?
You can see the security personnel, the army, the police, the other agencies. We are ready. Outside, before you came in, you can see the security arrangement. We have gone to assure members of the public, that election is almost completed. What we are going for now is the announcement of the results. If anybody, any party happen to lose, there are proper channels to forward his complaint, not resorting to violence.
Okay.
We got the report, and in all the report cases, they were neutralized by the police. Yes, there were reports of attempt to hijack. There were even reports of in a riverine area where electoral materials were dumped inside the water, and some electoral officers were even pushed into the water. But the lives of the electoral officers, we were able to save them from the water. You know, paper and water, we couldn't save it. But generally, we have been able to contain the situation.
Thank you so much.
The Independent National Electoral Commission has released a general assessment of the governorship and House of Assembly elections held all over the country. The commission, in its assessment, says the elections went well across the country, with polling units opening on time in most cases, with 88.9% opening between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m., while only 5.2% opened later. The commission also went further to announce that 730 polling units across the country commenced voting by 2:30 p.m. The process of accreditation with smart card readers, according to the commission, went successfully in majority of polling units, with initial challenges swiftly overcome in Edo and Abia states. Though the commission says most parts of the country remained peaceful during the polls, it however identified 66 where there were varying degrees of violence during the polls. The commission also commended Nigerians for the efforts put in to ensure the success of the polls. As collation of results from various local governments in Lagos continue, the police deployed Ogun State Commissioner of Police AIG Joseph Imbu says although one may not expect to find completely smooth polls, the 2015 Lagos governorship election has been relatively peaceful. He said this when he visited the INEC office, Yaba, Lagos, during a break from collation after results of 14 local government areas had been collated and announced. Social amenities seem to be the priority of Lagosians from the next administration in the state. Oluwaseyi Adegoke was in town to talk with Lagosians and filed in this report.
While many are still in the throes of celebration, Lagosians have moved to start listing their expectations from the incoming administration. Respondents tasked the incoming administration on the provision of social amenities.
Infrastructural amenities to be put in place. The market should be renovated. Good roads. We would like to see more electricity, pipe-borne water. These things are very important in Lagos State.
You should empower youths. Like some of our youths, when they are through with their university education, some of them don't get jobs. So you should empower youths, should create jobs for them.
I want to see make our governor
make you do well. So all this one way, all these Marua people, abi Lasma, the two the warriors too much. That's what the two the warriors. I make them do well if they enter.
Well, in terms of infrastructure, one, at least infrastructure, at least that is the common thing that everybody could share easily. Then another thing is the issue of electricity. At least the effort of the former governor, at least at creating their own independent power destiny. I believe the incoming governor should be able to press more further to at least to achieve the power to generate electricity himself.
So we want them to do more cleaning for the environment. They should clean the environment, all the heaps, they should clear it. The drainage system will be functional so that there will be no water loss.
Power had degenerated to the extent that it's no longer bearable. It has gone so bad. So if they can, see how they, even though it can be considered to be of a federal, status, but I also believe they can put it together to see that it works.
For this woman who could not hide her excitement, switching between English and Yoruba, she seems to want it all at once.
Everything is going on fine. There's one chance what anybody to about to wale come out to do I need omi, water, and everything. I want right choice.
As the new era starts May 29, 2015, Lagosians only hope for a government that will work with the people and truly propel the state to the next level. Oluwaseyi Adegoke, CoreTV News, Lagos.
We'll take another break now and return with business, sports, and other stories from outside Nigeria. Please stay with us.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
I see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on CoreTV News.
The Central Bank of Nigeria plans to limit the amount commercial bank customers can spend using their debit cards while abroad. Currently, customers have an annual limit of $150,000. The Central Bank also said after the meeting with the Committee of Lenders that it would ban corporate loan defaulters from the money market. The central bank devalued the naira last year and pegged the exchange rate in February in order to curb speculation on the naira and save its dwindling foreign reserves. But the reserves have fallen 22% to $29.6 billion as at April 7th from a year ago. The naira has firmed sharply at the black market at 205 naira, with the interbank market closing at the rate of 199 naira to a dollar. Licensed custom agents and the Nigeria Customs Service are currently in disagreement over the implementation of import duty payable on items registered under Form M. While the licensed agents are saying the duty should be calculated at the official exchange rate on the day the Form M is raised, the NCS insists it must be done at the time of clearing the goods. According to the CBN's Monetary Policy Circular 0.39 Naira, paragraph 4.24, as stating the importing duty payable on items registered on the Form M transactions, whether or not valid for foreign exchange, shall be calculated on the basis of the CBN prevailing exchange rate on the day the Form M is approved. The national president of the National Council of Managing Directors of Licensed Custom Agents, Lucky Amiwero, however, called on the federal government to compel the NCS to comply with the law by refunding all the money collected as a result of what he called wrong application of the exchange rate process on the trading public. U.S. crude closed higher after Baker Hughes reported drillers increased the pace of rig reductions in U.S. oil fields after 2 weeks of thin declines. U.S. crude settled at $51.64 a barrel. Brent crude rose above about $1.25 to $59 a barrel on track for its third weekly gain in 4. A glut of unsold Nigerian crude is building up. This is particularly bearish for Brent because Nigerian crude is priced against it. And now to sports. Chelsea increased their lead at the top of the Premier League table with a 1-0 win at QPR on Sunday as Manchester United added to Manchester City's woes in a come-from-behind 4-2 derby victory at Old Trafford. Zach Fabregas' late goal sealed Chelsea's win at Loftus Road as Jose Mourinho's side went 7 points clear of second-placed Arsenal with 7 games to play. But there was no shortage of goals in Manchester, where Sergio Aguero gave defending champions City the lead, only for United to eat back through Ashley Young, Marouane Fellaini, Juan Mata and Chris Smalling. Aguero scored and City's second is 100th goal for the club in the 89th minute, but it was little too late to ease the pressure on the-fire manager Manuel Pellegrini. This result saw third-place United move 4 points in front of fourth-place City as they strengthened their bid for direct entry into next season's Champions League. Manchester United ended a dismal derby sequence and piles the pressure on Manuel Pellegrini as his Manchester City side were still beaten at Old Trafford. City attempted to recover from successive away defeats at Liverpool, Burnley and Crystal Palace, made a blistering start and took an early lead through Sergio Aguero. It was all downhill from then on for the fading Premier League champions as Ashley Young and revitalized Marouane Fellaini put United in front before half-time. Louis van Gaal's side never looked like surrendering the advantage as they secured a 6th straight Premier League win with further goals from Juan Mata and Chris Smalling. The victory puts them 4 points ahead of City and firmly on course for a return to the Champions League next season. Tennis star Andy Murray has married his long-term girlfriend Kim Sears in a ceremony in his hometown. A white wedding car brought Miss Sears to the back of Dublin Cathedral, out of sight of the media and well-wishers. The couple, both 27, exchanged vows at the 12th century cathedral before making their way to small reception for family members and close friends. Hundreds of the world's media captured the event, which sparked interest around the globe. The Wimbledon and US Open winning player was greeted by a huge cheer from the gathered crowd as he entered the venue with his brother Jamie. He sported a blue and green kilt while Sussex-born Messias wore an embroidered white gown with 3/4 length sleeves and a long veil. And now to other stories outside Nigeria. Former U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is expected to formally declare her run for the 2016 Democratic presidential nomination shortly. Hillary, who also served as a senator for New York, ran for the Democratic presidential nomination in 2008 but lost to Barack Obama. The overwhelming Democratic favorite, she has been expected to declare a candidacy for months. This time around, Mrs. Clinton's path to the Democratic nomination appears much easier. Unlike 2008, there is no inspirational, once-in-a-generation opponent like Mr. Obama waiting in the wings. After a failed nomination bid in 2008, Hillary Clinton served as Secretary of State in Obama's first administration from 2009 to 2013. Obama praised her, saying at a news conference at the Americas Summit in Panama on Saturday that she would make an excellent president. And her successor in the post, John Kerry, called her a good friend. Hillary was also First Lady when her husband, Bill Clinton, was president. Thank you so much for staying tuned tonight, but before we go, a recap of our major stories. Results of governorship elections have kept trickling in from all over the country. Oyo State Governor Abiola Ajimobi broke the second-term jinx in the state by winning the governorship election. And finally, residents in Imo have been waiting with bated breath for the result of the governorship election as both APC and PDP stand neck to neck. And as elections have come and gone, continue to be an agent of peace and promote a harmonious relationship around you. Thank you for watching. I am Ebulomo Adekunle.